Hello, my name is Tristan Charles Roa. I am 9 years old and 364 days old. And when I was in kindergarten, we were having this little celebration for the last day of kindergarten. And we were doing rock climbing. And everyone else was climbing really high, and I wasn't. I was only climbing 3 steps high, which was kind of ridiculous because of 3 reasons. Number 1, I was afraid the water would break. Number 2, I was afraid that maybe the wall would break, or I didn't trust my parents would hold onto the rope. I didn't have faith that they would keep on holding the rope. And I thought they might let go just to get a drink of water. So I didn't like rock climbing, but as I was trying to set for my goal, I started trusting my parents more, and I went higher. And as I went higher, my confidence grew, and so did my faith. As my faith grew, lots of things other grew. We see this happen in the Bible sometimes. Could you please open your Bibles to Exodus chapter 14? So we have the Egyptians who had just found out about Israel's new God by the 10 plagues. And the last one really struck them by the death of the firstborn sons. So Pharaoh was probably so mad that he just let them go. And the Israelites are going, and they're going to go across the Red Sea. I'm probably guessing that most of them were probably thinking, how in the world are we going to get past this sea? It's just like huge. So most of them were probably scared. So could you please read verses 21 through 22 with me? Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. The Lord drove the sea back by a strong east, and all the night it made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the sea on dry ground, the waters began to walk to them on their right hand, on their left. So we have 2 bridges of water, one on the right, one on the left, 2 walls. So as they start walking across, their faith grows. And as their faith grows, they have more confidence in God, and they're doing good. But they have one small problem. Pharaoh. Pharaoh is probably really mad about the firstborn act. He's probably gonna maybe destroy their shelter a little bit, maybe their food supplies. Because maybe Pharaoh might want to get them back or something. So Pharaoh is running with all his horsemen, his chariots, his army. The Israelites are just done crossing the Red Sea. Can you please read verses 23 through 28 with me? The Egyptians perished and went into them into the midst of the sea, all of Pharaoh's horses and chariots and his horsemen. In the morning he watched the Lord in the pillar of the fire, and the cloud looked down on the Egyptian forces, and threw the Egyptian forces into a panic, clogging their chariots' wheels so that they drove heavily. The Egyptians said, "Let us flee before Israel, for the Lord fights against the Egyptians." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea, that may come back upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen." So the Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to normal, and of course, the flood in the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled into it, and the Lord threw. The Egyptians entered the midst of the sea. The waters returned, and they covered the chariots and horsemen. all the host of Pharaoh followed them into the sea. Not one of them remained. So right we hear that all the Egyptians' army is dead. They're all drowned. So they're probably all celebrating. Maybe having a fiesta party. And we do this also too. Are you that one on the rock climbing wall, having fears that are protecting you from God, that are keeping you away from God? Are you just scared of something? Separate you from that fear or whatever it is and join God's heaven. And don't hope. Believe God will separate from you from those walls of water.